everyone, it's Marnay. Welcome back to my farmhouse sewing room. So today I have a great thing that I want to share with you. Check out this quilt that I have hanging here. This is amazing and I want to show you how I did it. So you know it's the middle of October and Christmas is approaching on us really fast. And I am looking for ideas to make some quilts for Christmas for my family. So I got this book and I got this idea. This quilt is called Ring Around the Rosy quilt, and it's in this book, and it was a Charming Baby Quilts. You probably could find this book on the internet, but the concept is here, and I've found this cute little quilt. It's called Ring Around the Posy, or Ring Around the Rosies. I like to call it the Chain of Love quilt because I think this is great. I took 5-inch squares, and I have a lot of scraps and I really want to use them up. So this is what I came up with and made it my own. So I took all my 5-inch squares, one of every color. You can do this with charm packs too. Charm packs, if you have a couple charm packs, you need I believe 112 5-inch squares. And then my background, and this is totally scrappy. I dug into my stash and I really wanted to use up some scraps and some blocks because a lot of scraps that I do, I cut them up into different size squares and stuff, and I have bins that are just full. And I thought, what a great way to use them up and make a really cool gift for somebody, you know, in my family or friends or whoever. And this is a quick and easy one to throw together as well. The total measurements when it's done, I believe, let me find the size, finished size should be 54.5 by 54.5 with just this design. Now this isn't done yet. I have one more row to put on here and I'm going to show you how I did it because it's really a quick and easy quilt. So I have 112 colorful charm squares. These are all charm squares that I cut up myself and took out of my stash. And what I didn't have enough of, you know, without having duplicates, I dug into my fat quarters, you know, and my scrap bin and made plenty of colors. And I just randomly put them together. So, and the next thing you're going to need 32 5-inch squares. Now, I did my background in blue, which it is in the book too, it's blue, and I kind of like that concept because I'm not a fan of white background for to give a quilt to somebody, especially in my family that has kids or, you know, or pets. White gets dirty and I love the dark color. So you're going to need 32 of these background 5-inch square blocks, and these are going to make the big blocks in the quilt, and they're 5-inch squares. So I didn't have enough of this dark blue, so I dug into my stash and I found another color that is kind of dark blue, but it has a blue on blue print. So I did my 2 3/4 inch squares in it. You can do whatever you want with this. I'm just trying to use up what I have, and I think it's turned out really nice. So the 2 3/4 squares, you're going to need 224 of those. So 224 2 3/4 inch squares, and those are going to go on the corner of your block. So this is my 5-inch square, and you can see that I've took this 2 3/4 inch square and I've sewed it diagonally in each corner of my 5-inch square. So then I'm going to cut off the back part that I sewed, and I'm going to flip these open like this, and then you'll press it, and this gives you your square. So and these little leftovers that you cut off on the back of your squares, don't throw them away, don't waste them, because they can turn into something really cool like these little blocks. So I've cut off all the little cutoffs, the little ears or whatever you want to call them, and I cut them down into 2-inch squares like this. So I'll get 2 colors of, you know, one, and then I just took another coordinating color, the other matching another 2, and then I just put them together to make this little broken dishes block. And this will measure 3.5 inches when you get it sewed together. And you just sew it together like a little 4-patch. I thought these would make a great border around this. And I might put something maybe some of this blue that I have. I have a little odd color in here because I didn't have enough of the blue on blue print. So I was really improvising, but this is a totally scrappy quilt. And, and I thought, I'm going to use what I have and, just use up some stuff. So I just made these little center blocks in a different color blue. And my last row, I had 4 pieces left, so I'll show you what I did. But anyway, my little cutoffs are going to make a great border. And I might border the whole thing after I get it together with some of this light blue little flowers that I had, that I needed to make a few extra blocks. But if you get what I'm saying, it's just really fun. You just got to play with it. So I'm going to move my camera down and I'm going to let you see what I got on my table here. That I've got my last row here. I'm going to pull this up. So these blocks, when I put them together, they're going to go together like a 9 patch. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way so you don't get confused. I've got little blocks and things everywhere. So my 9 patch is from here. There's, I'm trying to get this in the camera here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is a 9 patch. And there's going to be 4 9 patches in a row. And I've already got 3 9 patches sewed onto this row. So if I can kind of just show you what I got going on here without confusing you too much. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to take my square here and I'm going to cut off with my rotary cutter. I'm just going to cut off the ends of this block, which this mat is not very good. And I try to get it a quarter inch away from to give myself a seam allowance. So when I press this, I'm just going to press that down. And then of course this one. This is not a very good cutting mat that I'm cutting on, but I'm trying to show you how I've done this so that you're going to have, when I press this, this will be nice and flat. Kind of like this one. This is one of my odd ones. So I've got a dark blue in the corner and a light blue in the other corner. But these are going to make my last 9 patch for this row. And then I am going to sew it on. So another thing I wanted to show you, I had this blue fabric and I used up just about everything I had. And I was short 1 block, one of these dark blue blocks. So I had to get back in my little trash can of scraplings. And I sewed 1 more 5-inch block together. So this just shows you that I used up everything I have. And when this goes on the quilter, you're not even going to notice these seams in here because it's all just going to blend in. But I really improvised and used what I had for this quilt block. So I'm going to cut these off. And then I'm going to get back and I'm going to show you how I put together the 9 patch. I'm going to sew it and then I'm going to sew it to my last row. And I'm going to put it on this quilt and let you see how it's done. It really is easy. And you can see my 9 patches, let's see, this one and this one is a 9 patch right here in the corner. So you can see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So when you go together, they go together, these chains kind of meet together to make this one big, it's really an optical illusion, but it's really cool. So I'm going to cut off these corners and I will get back to you and I will lay out this 9 patch so you can see it. Hopefully it'll make sense to you, okay? So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and I want to show you how I lay this out. So I'm going to move this down. I've got all my ends cut off and I'm going to show you how I lay it out on my little design board here. So I'm going to move you down so you can kind of see what I'm doing. And this is my last 9 patch block. So I've got my blue squares, even my little pieced together blue square. It's kind of strippy, but I got it pieced together. So I know that I need, let's see, this one's more in the middle. And I kind of pressed these, and maybe I didn't press them that good, but I'm just going to put them together here. So this one is going to go here. And let me see, more blocks here. And this one's gonna go here. And I'm just putting these together randomly. So according to the picture, and this here. Let's see. This one here. Now I've got two odds here that I want to put together. And I think I'm going to move this around because I've got two of these light blues and I'm trying to balance them into my last block. So if I put this one here, I'll make another one of these little blocks like this, and then this one will fit right in here. So all your blue corners are going to make like a little tiny block, and then I have a salad in each corner. Now wait a minute, I got this right? Yes, I do got this right. So this is what my 9-patch block is going to look like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The corner here. So if I lay this up on the end of my row, I can kind of show you what I got going on here. Move my light. So it will fit together. I'm going to move this down so I can kind of put this into view. When it's sewed together, it will fit nicely with this. Now I have to say, all of my points are not perfect on this, but they are close, and close enough is good enough. So, and quilting is very forgiving as well. When this goes on the gamel and it's quilted, you're not going to notice the little piece together, little corner block here that I have. You can see that when the quilting goes over it, everything will just blend together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew this 9-patch together, and I'm going to attach it to this last row, and then I'm going to put this last row on my quilt. And I will get back with you and show you the finished ring around the rosies, or like what I'd like to call as my chain of love, because this quilt is definitely going to go to my family chain to somebody. I don't know who I'll give it to yet, but I think it's very colorful and it's beautiful. And if you would like to try it, like I said, it's in this book. It's called Charming Baby Quilts by Melissa Corey. It's So Emma. It's So Emma publication. So yeah, if you want to look this book up, or if you want to just try to wing it like I showed you, it's up to you, but it's really fun. So I'm going to finish sewing this together, and I will get back to you and show you the finished quilt that's hanging on my wall, okay? Okay, everybody, I got the last row on this quilt, so I want to know your thoughts. Let me just put you down just a little bit so I can show you the whole length of what it looks like. So there's lots of colors going on. You can see the designs. I love how these blocks make like a little star design. And I think I told you in these little light colored blues, I ran out of the blue on blue print in the dark. So I improvised. On my last row, I had like 4 left. So I just made a little broken dishes block and threw them in there in the bottom. So it's just really just a scrappy quilt. And also I didn't tell you when I finished the 9-patch blocks for the chains, which they almost look like a figure 8 in the chain. And I'm trying to figure out how I did this. So right here, this one would be a 9-patch, so it almost like makes a sideways kind of an 8 anyway. But anyway, these blocks were pretty big, and they probably measured close to 15 inches. I trimmed them down all the way around to 14.5 inches. So that's a really good size block. As I said, it's not perfect, but this was a really fun little quilt to put together. It doesn't take a lot of time. It's a good size, oversized throw, but You could make this even bigger by putting a nice wide border around it, but don't throw away, if you try these, don't throw away your little cutoffs. You can make all these little squares, and I'm gonna border mine with all these little colorful squares that I cut off the ends where I added on the piece for the 5-inch block. It was a 2 3/4. So this is gonna make a really colorful quilt, and it's gonna be Christmas time before you know it. And I have a lot of things that I want to show you. I have a few other scrap busters. One is for a kid. I have a dinosaur scrappy block that I want to show you, and I will try to put that together maybe in my next video. I did do a scrappy chicken, some scrappy chicken blocks that I gotten out of a magazine. I'd love to show you those, but they're not together yet, and I'd like to get them put together and then kind of show you the finished quilt top. But the next time you see this quilt, it'll be on my gammal, and it'll be getting quilted. And of course I'll have to find something colorful for the back for it, and I will do the border with my little scraps, and I might even throw another border on there just to make it a little bit bigger. I'm not really sure yet. This was just something I did for fun to use up my scraps. And if you have any questions, you know, shout me a message, or you can email me. I'm at countryfarmhousequilting.com. I would love to hear from you, see your pictures, and maybe do your quilt for you. So just keep that in mind. But if you're really confused and I didn't make much sense, but this is really a simple quilt. You can get the book. It's the Charming Baby Quilts. So this is what you look for. This has a lot of great little quilts in here. Just some really fun designs. And like I said, it's the idea. Here's a Hugs and Kisses, and this is kind of the same concept of putting those corners on. But it's just a really fun idea to use up some scraps, and I've got a lot more ideas, so stick around. And if you like this video, please subscribe so you can stay in the loop and let me show you some more scrappy ideas. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I didn't make it sound confusing. It really is simple, easy to put together, and make something awesome. Use up your scraps, you know, and make something homemade for Christmas and beat the stores. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, please like and subscribe, and I'll chat at you later real soon. Bye.